Let's Wake Up with Mandy, thanks to Prouds Jewelers. Shara Evans joins me. We're going to be talking about all the data that we have presented to us these days and how to deal with it. Good morning, Shara. How are you?
I'm great, Mandy. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Now, that's a huge question, I know. We have lots of information coming at us from all angles these days. How are we going to be dealing with it?
Well, one of the things that we're going to see more and more of is the use of artificial intelligence to help us wade our way through this information. And while AI sounds very futuristic, it's actually been around since the 50s and 60s when people first started working on it. One of the companies that made an early investment in this space was IBM. And their first AI program was a software bot called Deep Blue. Back in the old days, IBM used to be called Big Blue, and Deep Blue was a takeoff on that.
Right.
And in 1997, Deep Blue beat the world chess champion, Garry Kasparov, in chess.
Wow.
And that was, a really big landmark.
Yeah.
And since then, they've invested very, very heavily in the next generation of AI called IBM Watson.
Oh, okay.
And, and, I guess like Sherlock Holmes' assistant Watson.
Yeah.
Watson helps people make sense of all of this information that is just hitting us non-stop.
Still doing a little future talk with Shara Evans. We're talking about artificial intelligence and how it could be helping us out to wade through all of the information that is thrown at us these days. Shara, can you give me an example?
Absolutely. An example where IBM has been doing some work for a few years is in oncology and in partnership with Memorial Sloan Kettering. So if you can imagine, an oncologist is a person who's an absolute expert in their field. They've trained for many years and they've got a lot of years of experience. But there's an explosion of data that is relevant to their field of expertise. So there are thousands of new medical research papers written every year. There are new drugs that are being discovered all the time, new clinical trials. And here's this oncologist. How are they going to keep up with this when they're seeing patients? They might only have a couple of minutes to look at a patient's medical record before seeing him or her with a very serious illness, and they need to take into account all of the things that are happening in the world. So if you can imagine that you've got an AI program that is acting as an assistant to the specialist, your oncologist might be able to say, right, you've got a particular type of disease or symptom, and it looks like you'll be a candidate for a new medical trial that was released only 2 days ago.
Wow.
And, it's a perfect application for applying artificial intelligence, because what AIs are really good at is sifting through huge volumes of information and making connections and being able to provide things that are relevant to, let's say, a particular patient's case history.
Well, Shara, as usual, the future is fascinating, and I know we're going to be talking about AI in weeks to come, but thank you so much for your time today.
No worries, Mandy.
Some great stuff there with Shara Evans talking about artificial intelligence. It's 7:15, Divinals and Meatloaf coming up very soon on Radio West.